Okay, so in this video, I'm going to share with you a simple step-by-step how you are going to massively improve how you hit the golf ball. And this is something that I do with a lot of my online students. So people reach out for help and they generally know that their impact position doesn't look quite right. They tend to look too sort of flicky, too scoopy instead of the hands going forward. So there's a little bit of reprogramming that needs to go on there. The first thing that we need to do is we need to find a way to get the hands ahead of the club head. Now, the easiest way to experience this is to just strengthen the grip. So if you take hold of your normal grip, and what I want you to do is I want you to rotate your lead hand so it's more over the club. Now what this does is two things. One, it eliminates any need to do any forearm rotation to square the face. So what happens is when we grip the club much stronger, you can quite literally take that hand to the side of the body, take it through to the side of the body, and you don't need to do anything to square the face. You don't need to do any rotation. So that's the first thing. The second thing that it does is obviously when you rotate the lead hand over, anatomically it sort of makes the club sit more with more shaft lean. So all of a sudden it becomes an instantaneous way to improve that impact position. And I would strongly suggest that you do it, especially if you are somebody who has been struggling to break that scooping habit for quite some time. Now, what happens though is that students will send back a video and they'll start to have shaft lean. So they'll grow a lot in confidence with that. But when they take it to the range, they still get a little bit hooky on the ball flight. And the reason for this is when you are sort of scooping and doing this too much, you end up sort of swinging too much down the target line. And what you need to be doing is swinging more on your plane line. So the easiest way to do this, and this is what neutralizes the curvature, is you still stick with the strong grip. But the second thing that you start to do is that you start to get the feeling that you're trying to keep the club head as low to the ground as possible. Okay, so the only way you can keep that club head low to the ground as possible is by your hands exiting to the left of your body. If my hands exit more towards you guys, the club head starts to lift. Now, when you start swinging this way, that's going to be producing that hook curve. We don't want that. We start swinging more this way, all of a sudden you're going to be able to hit some straight shots. So what's happened now is you've cheated a little bit with the grip. And what the grip has done is it's introduced the shaft lean, which is really good, okay? And then what you've started to learn is how important your body rotation is and this feeling of keeping the club head low to the ground to keeping the club on plane. So we're doing some really good things all of a sudden. Now, the reason why I wouldn't suggest that you stick with the really strong grip in the long run is because anatomically it's very hard to release and swing the club through. So what you'll do is you'll gradually go back to your more orthodox grip, but when you start to get these same feelings of swinging the handle more to the left so it keeps the club head much lower to the ground instead of swinging it this way, is that when you start to do this type of motion, you'll just naturally start to introduce a bit of forearm rotation to square the face as well. So if you are somebody who is massively flicking and scooping, what I'm quite simply proposing is step one, strengthen the grip. Step two, work on your exit. So you start to exit your hands more to the left of your body to keep the club head much lower to the ground. And then what you can start to do is gradually keep those same feelings and wean yourself back to your normal grip. See you guys again really soon.